Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stephen Breach coming to you here today. I am driving home on my way from work. On Monday Night Raw, I had a smile across my face that was huge. I will go out and I will tell you that honestly, I kind of self-appointed Finn Balor, my favorite wrestler, back, I don't know, probably 2014. And without even ever seeing a match of his. I heard so much buzz about how good he was. I didn't really start watching. I don't even think I watched New Japan. I don't even think I watched a show until he was already gone and he was coming to WWE, and I just believed the hype of how good this guy was going to be. And then shortly after getting in NXT, his push came pretty fast, and he became like the Hulk Hogan or the Cody Rhodes of NXT, having main event matches there before coming, to the main roster, where he won the Universal Championship, his first shot going against Seth Rollins in a match at SummerSlam, and I was really hyped. I thought this guy was going to be the guy. I thought he was going to be the main face of the WWE for the foreseeable future. Instead, during that match, he got injured going into the corner, and when he came back after WrestleMania 32, it just never really happened for him again. There was times when I was like, this is them letting us know that he's still a big deal. I think it was in WrestleMania in New Orleans. He had kind of like a really, really big entrance for the Intercontinental Championship match. And I was like, they still care about this guy. And then, of course, like Raw Reunion, the Bálor Club had an interaction with DX and Scott Hall. And was like, they're going to put the trigger on this guy. He's gonna get shot to the moon, and it never really happened. I thought that when he joined Judgment Day and kicked Edge out of the group, kind of like took over the group, I thought he was going to be the face of the team, and they would put him in the World Heavyweight Championship picture. Now Monday on Raw, he had an interaction with Gunther. He's carrying around his tag team title, and he just basically asked Gunther for a championship shot, and Gunther said he wouldn't give it to him, but he would give it to Dominic. I kind of took that as a slight that Gunther knew that Finn was better than Dominic, and he was looking for his way to like duck out of a match. I took that as like the heel way out of it. I know the Judgment Day, they're bad guys. Maybe they're misunderstood, and maybe in the right circumstance you can see them as a babyface group. But overall, they got more dark in them than anything else. They're a heelish group, and it just is what it is. That's why this match coming up at Saturday night's main event, kind of weird. World Heavyweight Championship shot, heel versus heel. You got to be thinking like, how are they going to come out of this? I just think it's pretty freaking awesome. Now, Finn Balor, the only championship shot other than maybe if he got a Raw or a SmackDown shot against somebody somewhere along the way, the only one I really can remember was like him versus Brock Lesnar. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to think that it happened at Survivor Series. Maybe it was at a Royal Rumble. But the match was good, and I thought maybe it was one of those things where he lost the match, but he was going to look so good that there would be some sort of bounce back for him along the way. He just never was what I really wanted him to be, but he's just one guy that I know there was a time that I really wanted to turn off wrestling and just say it's just not for me anymore, and he was one of the guys that kept me involved. Now, I know I'm not as involved as I was, 10 years ago or anything like that, but he was one of those guys that got me through the dark time when it was like, I don't really care about anything other than his matches. And that's why I think it's awesome that he's getting a championship shot against Gunther. I'm going to be rooting for him to get the win. I think that would be awesome. I don't really see where that plays out in the future. I know that the chances of Gunther being World Heavyweight Champion come Royal Rumble, come WrestleMania, as time ticks on, it doesn't really make a ton of sense. I don't think he's going to be a Roman Reigns style of champion like he was with the Intercontinental title, where he just held it until the end of time. Somebody's got to beat him. Damian Priest kind of seems like it makes the most sense. So maybe Damian Priest involves himself in this match, where, this is a Saturday night's main event. It's looking a whole lot like a pay-per-view or a PVE. Is that what they call them now? Premium viewing events? PSE, premium streaming events? Whatever. I mean, this Saturday night main event is looking big. And I know that they have another one in January, but if this one doesn't pop a huge Monday Night Raw like rating, I think 1 million views is probably not anywhere close for where they want it to be. This thing's going to be live, no matter where you are in the country. There might be some, station that airs something else at a certain time, but I'm pretty sure you turn on NBC 5 to 8, it's going to be on TV, just like if you were watching a football game or a horse race or a boxing event, anything else that's on NBC Sports. They're rolling out the red carpet. They're making this seem like it's a really, really big deal. I don't want to call it like WrestleMania, but I mean, like, it looks like it's going to be an awesome show. And I know Saturday night's main event back in the day, you would have like Haku versus Hogan, and it was cool because you weren't having to pay the $30 to see Hulk, and Hulk didn't wrestle on Superstars or All American. He might go on like the Brother Love show or something like that. But a lot of the matches that were setting up pay-per-view matches kind of were squash matches or ended in a disqualification somewhere along the way. There was a lot of DQs back in the day on Saturday night's main event because they didn't want to really hurt anybody on the card. There were some guys that were there to lose, and some guys that needed to get over. But a lot of times, if it was like two mid-card guys, they just ended the match in a DQ. So maybe this one can end in a DQ with Damian Priest coming down, and putting himself into the match, setting something up where maybe there's a three-way at the Royal Rumble where it makes a little bit more sense. You have Gunther, who's got Kaiser, who can help. You've got Finn Balor, who can get the Judgment Day to come down and help, and Priest, who's pretty much gonna have to fight his back up against the wall, unless he can get Mommy to come down there and help him out during the fight. And I'll tell you the truth, that's somebody I don't want looking at me thinking that there's some problem going on in this match, so I would stay out of it. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Anytime Finn Balor's getting himself a title shot and there's a chance for him to get it, I'll buy in. I believe Judgment Day, having a World Heavyweight Champion, I'm all for it all again.